Every day around the world, police units get into chases with people trying to evade arrest. Every now and then, a chase comes along that stands out from the rest for one reason or another. As you'll see, what makes a police chase the craziest can vary. From children behind the wheel to the pursuit of sports legends to chases that belong in a Hollywood movie, these police chases definitely take top billing when it comes to over-the-top insanity. But before we get started, how about you go ahead and click on that subscribe button before we arrest you. OJ. In the world of crazy police chases, it only makes sense to start with this one. O.J. Simpson was a sports legend, movie star, and television personality. His squeaky clean image was shattered forever when he was linked to the murder of his ex-wife and her boyfriend in 1994. When Simpson failed to turn himself in, networks around the country cut to footage of the now infamous white Ford Bronco as it led police on a rather low-speed chase down California's Interstate 405. The pursuit ended at Simpson's house, where he was arrested, leading to the equally infamous trial of the century. Cool criminals. Only in California. In April 2016, two burglary suspects led police on a rather unusual chase. The two men in a convertible Ford Mustang didn't seem overly concerned about escaping from their pursuers. They drove in the rain with the roof down, stopped to do donuts, and danced around in the car, all while police followed. At one point, they were even boxed in by a TMZ tour bus, but they managed to go around. In the end, they pulled over in a neighborhood and exchanged high fives and selfies with onlookers before police moved in for the arrest. Angry lady. The Scion XB isn't really the type of car you'd expect to see in a police chase. This one, however, was driven by a rather upset woman who led California police on a crazy chase. In a sometimes comical fashion, cameras showed the Scion circling and weaving on the streets as if it was involved in some sort of game of tag with the police. At one point, the female driver even got out of her vehicle to yell at her pursuers and give them a few hand gestures before getting back in to carry on with the chase. Whoa, did not see that coming. One Sunday in Utah, police received reports of a car being driven by a child. When they located the white Dodge Intrepid, they followed and observed the driver swerving, running stop signs, and failing to signal. They followed the car into a driveway where the driver, 7-year-old Preston Scarborough, jumped out and ran into the house. The house was where the little boy lived, and he later told police he took the car just because he wanted to know what it was like to drive. Fortunately for him, Preston was too young to be charged by the police. Stop that bus. In 1993, a man stole a full-sized bus and went on a 4.5-hour drive with police in hot pursuit. After dragging a chain-link fence, ramming police cars, and even crashing into a house, the chase ended with Felipe Atoragasti Ferre being pulled from the bus and arrested. Doing it in style. You don't often picture a limousine being used in a high-speed chase, which makes this pursuit all the more crazy. Police in Westchester, New York probably didn't expect this fleeing limo to put up much of a fight, and boy were they wrong. The driver, running because his license was suspended, took police on a chase at up to 150 miles per hour. When the limo's transmission blew, the chase didn't end because the suspect simply put the car into reverse and kept going. Unable to maneuver as well in reverse, the car eventually hit a tree, putting an end to this rather bizarre chase. Big rig trouble. Unemployed and desperate, Bernice Wilson decided to steal a tractor-trailer loaded with lumber and take police on a very eventful pursuit in Dallas. Winding through traffic, parking lots, and residential streets, the rig looked unstoppable. However, police got a break when the truck's brakes overheated and caught fire. In spectacular fashion, cameras caught the truck as it continued to flee, the whole time on fire and spilling its load of blazing lumber on the streets. Desperate to stop the carnage, police opened fire, which convinced Wilson his little joyride was over. Unstoppable. Trucks and buses are pretty hard to stop in a police chase, but what about a tank? In 1995, Sean Nelson stole an M60 tank from a National Guard armory in San Diego and went on a rampage. Police gave chase, but as you can imagine, their weapons could do very little to the 50-ton armored tank. The tank snapped utility poles, smashed fire hydrants, and crushed cars before getting stuck on a median divider. Immobilized, police pounced by climbing up on the tank, opening the hatch, and killing Nelson. Car versus plane. In Brazil, police use something a little more violent than the famous pit maneuver to stop vehicles. You see, sometimes the police find themselves chasing down a plane loaded with drugs, weapons, or stolen merchandise. During one such 2011 incident, police were running out of runway and decided the best way to end the pursuit was by ramming the wing of the fleeing aircraft. In dramatic fashion, the plane and car collide, leaving the criminals stranded on the runway with nowhere left to go. Well, folks, we hope that got your adrenaline pumping, what with all the cars and the chases. Why not check out another video we have for you here at The Richest? And while you're at it, go ahead and leave us a comment about how you're feeling. And hey, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, and bye-bye.